Baby shark doo 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 doo. Fuck, I can't believe I sang that. Anyways, I hate that song. Hello friends, today we are back again to talk about another IEM that fights at the bottom of the barrel. These are a pair of IEMs that cost a mere US $20 and have been glued to my ears for the past few days. So for those of you who are 5-star subscribers and would have known that a few weeks ago I've reviewed the EA500 from Simgot and loved it for the build quality as well as the sonic signature, the EW100P that we have here today is kind of like the baby brother to the more premium EA500. Okay, enough talk, let's start off with an unboxing. As you can see, Simgot recently rescued a shark from one of those aquariums and gave it a job to be the mascot of the EW100P that brings me back some sort of baby shark trauma. I must say that this is pretty cute and I much prefer this over a 2D waifu. At the back of the box shows the target curve that Simgot employs for the EW100P. Basically matching the Harman 2016 target. So removing the outer sleeve shows a simple black box. I'm not expecting much for $20, but I think it's quite nice. The box here makes a very good juice box thing by kicking around once you're done unboxing. And opening it, you'll see the IEM in its full glory. Mine here is black in color that has a front bit that is in a nice shade of copper. The IEMs here itself are made from plastic, but it does share a similar silhouette to its more premium sibling in the EA500. The IEMs here itself is made from plastic, but it does share a similar silhouette with its more premium sibling, the EA500, by having a bit that extends a bit out from the nozzle as well. This is also seen in the EA500. Under that is another black box that houses the cables and the usual earphone literature stuff. The last box on the right has just some ear tips inside it. I'm not expecting too much from unboxing the EW100P as these are really just $20, so it's kind of acceptable for what it is. It's alright. It's alright. It is basically a earphone in a box. So next, moving on to build quality. Now the EW100P are made from two pieces of plastic that are stuck together. It has quite a nice glossy finish and feels quite similar in the hands with the Truthear Hola. It also feels dense unlike the Tangzu Waner that has a cheap plastic feel to it. And for the price, I'd say they are built pretty good. One thing I like about Simgot is that they adopted a rather nice design language that I have seen in the EA500 that is here as well. They raised the section that joins the nozzle and this makes it fit better for me. I think that this also gives it identity rather than that of having a boring old custom universal shape that everything else looks like. Kudos to that. It features a 2-pin connector, good for the times when you accidentally abuse your cables and need to replace them. The 2-pin cable here provided is okay. I like it better than the Waner that cannot fit into my Cord Hugo, which has a recessed 3.5mm jack. And honestly, in today's day and age, this should not be a problem. The one here fits well and quite nicely. Cable-wise, it is nice but lacks some features such as having a choker to hold your IEMs in your ear. They just opted for a basic Y split. And for the price, I guess this is okay, but honestly I wish for a slider. Also, no mention of what cable is used, but ergonomically they are okay. The 10mm dynamic driver inside the EW100P are made from liquid crystal polymer. Now this is a material that I adore, with my virgin experience of it being in the Sony MDR EX1000. And until now, remains one of the best materials to make a DD with. The ear tips on the EW1000 are also surprisingly decent. They don't feel like the absolute garbage that some brands provide, where it is just too thin to barely provide any seal. The ones here are thick enough and comfortable. And now we move on to sound. I do find the EW100P to be very well balanced sounding. This is one that will suit most genres really well. They are slightly warm sounding compared to a true neutral IEM, and this is a good thing as it adds life to the music rather than having them sound kinda robotic. And of course, the downside to a balanced tuning is that they never really specialize in any genre, but it does them in a way that is good enough. I'd say that they are a slightly V-shaped IEM. In terms of tonal characteristics, the EW100P are not lean sounding but have an average to slightly meaty character to them. Transients here are very good in this price range. Now, bass. Bass in the EW100 has good weight and impact, but it does not have the massive amount of slam that bass hit IEMs have. It has a nice resonant expression that is signature of a dynamic driver. I don't think that the extension on the bass is super extensive, but really in line with others in the same price bracket such as the Hola and Waner. Sub-bass extension is good, rumbles can be heard reasonably well, but I'd say the mid-bass is more prominent for the EW1000. Transience of bass is quick enough in this price band, dynamics are also pretty decent. I was listening to Flower by Jisoo. The music starts with a very nice bass line that focuses a bit more on the mid-bass, and I can appreciate the quality that the EW100P provides. Texture on the bass is lovely. Now mid-range. Vocal weight on the EW100P is slightly above neutral and has a tinge of warmth. It has basically very good body and makes vocals pretty nice to listen to. Upper mids are also prominent, that gives good edge to the overall vocal shape that lends them to have a good level of finesse. When it comes to instruments, I think guitars have a crisp enough texture that contrasts with the vocals. This helps to add space and depth into the music rather than it being congealed. I think that Simgot here does a remarkable job when it comes to mid-range instrument separation, especially when you take price into consideration. Listening to some recent weed music such as Idols from YOASOBI, I can easily listen to the background riffs, which is a testament to instrument separation in the mid-range. Now treble. Treble has good energy that adds a little nice bite to your crashes and cymbals. It does come across pretty crisp and clear and not really that annoying to listen to. I do not find the EW100P to be shouty and harsh. Extension here is decent and natural. I find that it has good air, especially when it comes to the price. Overall, pretty pleasing and having enough character. Soundstage. With regards to width and height, I must say that they are pretty average performers in terms of width and height, but honestly that kind of falls with everything else in the same price category. Positioning on the EW100Ps are good as instruments have a very nice, well-defined space for them. That is also pretty good from the dynamics of the bass and the clarity that comes from the upper registers. So the thing is, everything that I said so far is kind of worthless if I do not compare them with some earphones that is in the similar price range. And the first one to versus would be the Salsnote Zero. So I think that the EW100P is very similar to the Salsnote Zero. I just find that the EW100P to be slightly more meaty in terms of tonal weight while having slightly more air as well. Now, versus the Truthears Hola. Now I think the Hola sound pretty down when I compare them to the EW100Ps. The Hola is a very safe tuning that does well but does not have the edge to make it exciting to listen to. The EW100P here has a bit more bite and texture that gives it quite a bit more character to the overall sound. Listening to the Hola, it's kind of like drinking mineral water while the EW100P tastes like cola. Lastly, versus the Tangzu Waner. I think that the Simgot EW100Ps are way better built than the Waners. The accessories on the Waners is really mediocre, where the cables cannot even fit a recessed 3.5mm jack. Also, a build quality is much better on the Simgot as it actually feels solid rather than that thin plastic feeling that you get when you use the Waner. In terms of sound, I think the EW100P also edges out the Waner as well, with the bass that is more taut and better defined treble. And finally, in conclusion, at the end of it, I think that Simgot has been releasing bangers after bangers with the EA500 that has elevated performance, especially at its price point. And today we have the EW100P that kind of smashes the cheapy category. For some reason, they have been doing a stellar job with regards to releasing IEMs. They are really on a roll. So, if you have things such as the Tangzu Waner or Truthears Hola, should you get the EW100P? Honestly, I'd say no, because it is better, but it is not a level up better. I think the EW100P is most suitable for absolute newbies coming into the hobby. It is really the current perfect time to just come in with a cheapie that is more than decent. And with that said, if you like the episode so far, please kindly press the like and subscribe buttons. Those of you who do are really true 5-star subscribers. Those of you who just come to watch, you guys are nice too. But of course, if you subscribe, you'll be promoted to 5-star subscribers. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching the Super Chunk Super Audio Show. I hope to see you guys soon.